if they're smart like that, then they get to where they wanted to be in their career ladders. Why along the way didn't they recognize that they've been having scars along the way, that they could, like stop it from the beginning already, or somewhere along the way already?
Let's put it another way. Perhaps what took them to the top was the scars they carried in the beginning. Not always. So, for example, clients of mine who are in the mental health world, say psychiatrists, other psychologists, counselors, many of them have a core fear of being unlovable. I'm unlovable. And yet they're in a profession where their job is to be loving and kind. Politicians I've worked with, often a core fear has been, I'm marginal, like I'm not important, and yet you're in the limelight as a politician. Lawyers, it's often that I'm inadequate. Now, to be a lawyer, you have to do so well academically, at least in the environments I've been in, that how can you say you're inadequate? It's just such a lot of work. And then you go into a law firm where you get pummeled. But so it seems to me that the insecurities, our core insecurities, are things that we spend a lot of the rest of our life on and try and turn into a strength, to compensate. And so many of those people, I think, at the top are people who've been driven by a sense of pain and need, which has taken them there. Now, when I start working with them, many of them say to me, well, heck, if you take away my insecurity, if you take away my sense of, let's say, inadequacy, well, I stop being productive. Maybe I'll just sit there like a blob and I won't work, because all of my work, all of my activity is based on fear. I live in fear, and that's why I'm so on the ball. I'm such a good manager, and we deliver the best product in the market because of the fear in me. And I get it. I mean, you following what I'm saying? Like if I cure the fear, well, then what's going to drive them? And I think it's a reasonable concern. And what I tend to find is, it is true that as that underlying anxiety is relieved, there may be a decrease in sort of frenetic work, that sort of 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. kind of schedule. But then it often picks up again as creativity and more of a sense of flow kicks in. And so the leader who was, I've got 24 appointments a day, I got to do this, I got to, pop, sort of is more likely to become the one who steps back and goes, hey, you know what? I think we need to totally change our strategy. And it's like, where did you get that idea from? It's like, well, I've just been reflecting. Whereas before, they might not have had the time to reflect. Now, it's not guaranteed that if they go through this process that they will access more creativity and presence and reflective ability. But that seems to be what I find, that the manic need to achieve and to do the next task may go down, but what seems to eventually sort of take over is more of a sense of well-being, of ease, of vision, creativity.
So that could lead to something more sustainable in the future also, right?
Hopefully it brings some more well-being. But more well-being for them, more well-being for their staff, and hopefully a more wholesome organization.